All right, arrest him, and them two.
Hey, you can't go in my house. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I ain't even do nothing to you. What do you mean? Why you pushing me off the porch?
All I'm saying, she's squeezing my hands for no reason. Will you quit moving? Stop touching that.
This is Officer Ashlyn Pluff, who was caught on video punching a black woman in the face. Even more troubling, this isn't an isolated incident. She has a reputation for using excessive force, particularly against people of color. So far, neither she nor her department has faced any consequences. Sadly, there are many similar cases of officers showing racist behavior, sometimes even forgetting they're being recorded. For instance, one officer was caught repeatedly shouting slurs at an innocent black man. But first, let's look at a case where a cop's actions were so blatantly racist that he was fired and fined $100,000.
Hey, I'm black out here. That's what the issue is.
Yeah.
The incident occurred in San Diego when an officer approached Amari Johnson, accusing him of smoking in a non-smoking area. The problem? Johnson didn't have a lighter, cigarette, or vape on him. Even if he had been smoking, would that really justify the treatment he received?
Get the off me, bro. What you grabbing me for, bro? I already told you just come here straight. You look goofy as hell, bro. Stop touching me, bro. Obviously, nobody's going nowhere. Hey, what I tell you? I told you I was waiting for somebody to come here. Okay. They right here, bro.
Sit down.
Oh my God, you're tough as up. Hey, you tough as up.
Stop.
Hey,
Stop.
Bro, you goofy as hell, bro. Hey, Mr. Dadges, you making a big ass deal out of nothing, Brody.
You're the one that
you
just
making a
smacked
big
my
ass
hand.
deal out of nothing, Brody.
Sit down.
You real big though, huh?
Dude,
hey, you real big.
you're the one that just
hey, you real big.
Sit down.
Hey, you real tough.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I have no reason to be detained by you, bro.
Sit down.
Bro, stop. Bro,
Stay seated.
get on the ground. What am I doing? Y'all are funny as hell, bro. It's funny as hell, bro. Hey. Hey, 11:30.
That's fine, dude.
At 11:30,
You've already put your hands on me.
Bro, I didn't put nothing on you, bro. It's on camera, so you can check
Okay.
me. Bro, y'all hella goofy, bro.
I'm talking to you, and you smacked me.
Bro, nobody smacked you, bro. Where I smacked you?
You did it?
Where I smacked you?
Deeges claims that the treatment was due to Johnson allegedly slapping his hand away, a moment that wasn't clearly captured on his body camera.
What the f, bro? Do y'all know what's going on?
I just got here, man.
This fool is in the f***ing wrong. He tried to come up on him like he's not doing shit. He's waiting for me to get back from the store, right? When I come back, instead of him just apologizing and being like, oh, you're right, I get it, he tries to grab him and choke him and put him on the thing. Obviously, my friend is gonna put his hands back. This fool's in the wrong and he could just say that and let it go. And instead, he's trying to I don't know what he's trying to do.
Just trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Bro, he's being a whole ass bro. Oh, God, and you know you're wrong, bro.
This officer could be much more effective if he weren't so aggressive. However, he does inadvertently reveal a crucial point. Johnson was simply waiting in that spot for a friend to arrive and wasn't displaying any suspicious behavior. Yet, during their conversation, the officer accidentally exposes the real reason behind the stop.
He looked at my name like 30 minutes ago, bro. Why am I still here? I don't got nothing on me. I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm being a citizen. So you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm frustrated. It's not as hell. I'm sitting outside for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
You really don't get it though. You don't get it. It's
I
cool.
understand that you're frustrated.
I feel like I understand you're being empathetic, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get it, bro. I already know what it is. Hey, I'm black out here. That's what the issue is.
Yeah.
It's all good. I get it.
Deeges agreeing to this almost feels like a joke. Even if it was meant sarcastically, the fact that he feels comfortable making such a comment speaks volumes. At this point, if the officers had chosen to let it go, things might have been resolved peacefully. Johnson was cooperative, and the female officer remained polite. However, Deeges decides he isn't done yet and escalates the situation by attempting to arrest Johnson.
So listen to me. You're being placed under arrest for 241C, okay?
Yup.
All right.
What's the 241C?
Assault on a peace officer.
Assault on an officer. Hey, okay, bet. Hey, come on. Hey,
Bro,
hey.
you are a whole ass bro.
Hey,
God,
call Jerry. Hey, call Jerry. Hey, Nick, call Jerry. You a straight bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Except for you're the one that hit me.
Bro, I didn't hit you, bro. You started grabbing me, bro. I told you to stop touching me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Assault a police officer. You know it's on film, right? How far you think this gonna go? Hope you don't shoot me in this back of this car or some shit. Cause you guys are corrupt officers. You're for sure corrupt as Cause I'm not supposed to be in the back of the car in the first place.
Deeges searched Johnson, placed him in the back of his patrol car, and transported him to be charged. In his police report, Deeges allegedly lied, claiming he saw Johnson smoking, and that Johnson had taken a fighting stance when approached. However, Johnson wasn't willing to let this injustice slide and filed a lawsuit against the city of La Mesa and Deeges, citing excessive force and wrongful arrest. About a month after the lawsuit was filed, the city agreed to pay Johnson $125,000 in a settlement. None of this money came from Dijaz personally, but he was promptly fired from the La Mesa Police Department just 2 years into his tenure. Meanwhile, Officer Ashlyn Pluff, who punched a black woman in the face, and her entire department, notorious for similar behavior, were caught on camera committing blatant acts of misconduct.
You know, before there was body cameras, I wonder how many sergeants would just light this thing up, empty this tank.
Ashlyn Pluff's police department was dispatched to a house party in Toledo, Ohio. The guests at the party were not causing any disturbances, nor did they appear to be violent or rowdy in any way. Despite this, the officers decided to move in and arrest several individuals seemingly at random, raising serious concerns about the department's actions and intentions.
Hey, who lives here? Who's the owner I can talk to? Who lives here?
This ain't got nothing to do with us.
I'm asking who lives here. You do?
Yeah.
All right, arrest him, and them too.
Hey, you can't go in my house. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I ain't even do nothing to you. What does it mean? Why you pushing me off the porch?
Get on the ground.
Don't, stay back. Don't, stay back. Failure to disperse, everybody.
The officer informed the guests that they were being charged with failure to disperse. However, in Ohio, this charge applies only when someone's presence creates a high likelihood of physical harm or public inconvenience. In this case, the situation clearly didn't meet those criteria, making it evident that the officer was simply looking for a pretext to detain the guests and assert authority over them.
All right, let's just you guys in the back of cars.
What is it? Why?
Okay, I'll explain to you. I stood here and I told everybody to go in the house.
You didn't tell me. You didn't
Are
see
you
me
going to
say-
let me explain or are you going
Yes,
to talk
sir.
over me? I stood here. I told everybody in here, either go in the house or leave. After I said that, nobody moved. I said you're going to jail if you don't move. Nobody moved.
The reason no one moved might be hard for the officer to understand, but it's simple. He never instructed anyone to go inside the house. Instead, he only asked who lived there and then began making arrests. Ironically, if this call was about a public disturbance, the noise and chaos escalated significantly after the police arrived, almost as if they were the ones causing the commotion. But the situation didn't end there. One officer escalated the tension further by drawing his weapon to threaten the residents, taking an already questionable encounter to an alarming new level.
Guys, let's go!
Time to move. Let's go.
Who else wants to go to jail? Because you're about to go. Go! Go! Why don't you listen and just go home? I don't have patience. People go to jail when I'm around. You know, before there was body cameras, I wonder how many sergeants would just light this thing up, empty this tank.
The officer's sarcastic remarks are downright chilling as they reveal an unsettling willingness to escalate the situation to extreme levels. His demeanor exudes a dangerous intoxication with authority, and unfortunately, he isn't alone. Ashlyn Pluff is also present at the scene, displaying similarly aggressive behavior. However, her actions take an even more violent turn, culminating in an outcome that's both alarming and tragic.
You're not walking back up to that house. Turn back around. I don't care. No. No. Go.
Go then. Hey, no, you can't touch.
I can take your ass to jail. I don't give a
Failure to disperse. Get the out now.
Go.
The tension in the situation is palpable. But what makes the following footage even more shocking is that the woman involved is Owa Jones, a professional boxer and Olympic-level athlete. She's someone who deserves respect and admiration for her exceptional skills and achievements. However, instead of receiving any form of respect, she is outright assaulted, plain and simple.
Back up. Go.
I'm asking
Go.
for his
No.
back. I'm asking for his
I
back.
don't care. Back up.
I'm asking for his back.
Okay. Give me your phone. Give me your phone.
Nope. I'm not even
Stop.
here. You can't do that to her phone.
Back the up. What is wrong with y'all? You can't do that to her phone.
Back up.
Okay, give me her phone.
Okay, that's her phone, so you
Yes.
just gotta keep it.
I'm gonna get my phone.
No, you're not giving your phone to anyone.
Breaking my wrist.
Then stop moving.
You angry. Calm down. You angry.
Stop
She's
twisting.
angry. All I'm saying, she's squeezing my
Quit
hand
twisting,
for no
quit turning.
reason.
You're just
Will you
making it
quit
worse.
moving?
Stop cussing at me. She just hit me. Y'all just see that? I know. She just hit me. I know. She just hit me.
Ma'am,
I know.
ma'am, ma'am, ma'am.
She just hit me. You see that?
I got him. Right here.
You're supposed to be an Olympic boxer.
I am. I asked for your badge number.
Oh, mine? You were talking about mine? It's 355.
There's simply no way to justify this attack. Owa Jones, a professional boxer and Olympic athlete, was surrounded by officers, restrained, and then punched by Ashlyn for no apparent reason other than anger and hatred. What's even more unbelievable is that Ashlyn didn't seem to consider that every officer present had a body cam recording, capturing her actions in full view. Despite the clear evidence, prosecutors shockingly ruled the use of force as justified, claiming that OA was resisting arrest and that the punch was merely a compliance technique. She was only verbally reprimanded for using profanity without facing any criminal charges. However, the situation gets even worse when you consider the blatant racism involved. A perfect example of this can be found in the actions of Officer Tim Garcia, who was caught on camera yelling racial slurs at a suspect. On July 14, 2018,
For being
Dwayne Robinson, the suspect, was allegedly becoming aggressive and confrontational with mall patrons, using vulgar language and making threats. When asked to leave, he complied, but security guards continued to follow him and eventually detained him. The situation escalated as a result of the officer's actions.
They was like, you understand? I said, look, man, I went like that. I said, look, y'all already told me what it was. I was like, I'm already walking up. Okay. So I tried to go back that way. I was like, I thought there was an exit, and they grabbed my bag. I said, look, man, don't grab my bag like that. Yeah. All they had to tell me was like, look, sir, there's not an exit over here. Yeah. And they was like, all right, we want you to exit the mall. I was like, look, man, I'm not about to exit the mall, bro. I said, look, I want the cops to come here to let y'all know the dumb y'all doing. Yeah. But look, I ain't even did nothing.
To recap, Robinson was confused about why security asked him to leave, but he complied without protest. However, things took a turn when the situation became physical, and he asked security to alert the police to resolve the issue. Unfortunately, this would prove to be a huge mistake. The officer who arrived wasn't just rude, but also derogatory and insulting, escalating the situation unnecessarily. Instead of handling the matter professionally, the officer's actions only added to the tension, showing clear disrespect toward Robinson.
Now, my question to you is, if they tell you to leave the mall, you gonna leave the mall?
No, I don't want to. That's why I called you.
I understand you don't want to, but if they tell you, are you gonna leave the mall?
I'm asking for what?
Okay, they don't have to tell you. If they don't want you here, you're not here. Okay?
That makes no sense.
Okay, here's the deal. Now you're gonna get argumentative with me. They won't put you in jail. I'll put you in jail. We cool on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You have your ID? Let me just get your information. I'm gonna get their information, and then we'll be up.
Y'all take my information, but like, they talking about they want to give me for criminal trespass.
Yeah, they might give you a criminal trespass.
Look, I ain't even did. Why y'all give me criminal trespass? What you mean, bro? What you mean they can't?
Sure.
No, hold up. What you mean they can't?
Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna ask you to do something. I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna make you.
Let me go, bro. Look, go ahead and let me go, bro. Look, go ahead and let me go, bro.
Stop tensing up.
Yes, you are.
You know what? Now you're under arrest.
What?
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Now you're under arrest for criminal trespass.
After Robinson allegedly refused to hand over his ID, the cops decided to arrest him. At this point, they had a reasonable cause, since Robinson had refused to leave the property when asked. According to Officer Garcia, Robinson even took an aggressive stance when asked for his ID. However, this isn't the most significant part of the story. The real issue arises when Robinson is on the ground, cuffed, and helpless. That's when the officers, including Garcia, start to become more blunt and abusive, crossing a line that should never be crossed in law enforcement.
You say, look, give me your ID, so I was about to give it to you.
But you did? No. You took it back.
What do you mean, bro?
It's all on camera.
Fast, bro. I didn't do nothing.
Dude, look how old I am. You think I act back? I listened to all your stupid for like 5 minutes.
Look, bro, and I said, look, before I give y'all my ID, can y'all tell me, like, why would I get a criminal trespass?
And I told you, if you're not shopping here, they don't want you.
All right, look, and they didn't even tell me, I don't even have criminal trespass.
You do now. Now you're going to jail.
You're tensing up like that? This resistance.
Fool, you had my arm, bro.
No, I answered, bro. I'm not your fool. I'm nothing like
look,
that.
Bro,
I'm
all I did was ask a question.
Right, and we asked you for your ID, and you refused to give it to us.
And look, I said, look, can y'all tell me? All right, give me your ID.
So we're detaining you
I'm about to give
for disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace?
Yeah, this is peaceful. It was.
You don't want to give us your arms.
Man, that's
we have action. That's just the way it goes.
The way you were raised is bull.
Tell me how I'm raised.
I'm telling you how you're raised.
Well, you got me
Yeah, you are up.
Police officers are meant to protect the public and de-escalate tense situations. But it seems Officer Garcia had no concern for either of these duties. Instead, he escalated the situation further, using slurs and displaying blatant racism. This behavior completely undermines the integrity of law enforcement and violates the trust that the public places in officers to act professionally and fairly.
You too. Hey, here, look, this is a police. This is a police. You. How do you like that? Police said, just said it right back to you. You. I obviously I don't. On camera, I'll say it. Do I look like you? Well, I'm only 3.4% African.
What's wrong with I called you?
I'm 3.4% Sub-Saharan African.
I said.
There you go. Say it right. Put an R at the end. If you're gonna say it, don't call me. I ain't.
Not only did the cop make those racist comments without any remorse, but he also acknowledged that he was doing it on camera, seemingly proud to make his point. His blatant disregard for professionalism and respect, especially while being recorded, shows a disturbing level of entitlement and unaccountability. But shockingly, he wasn't done yet, continuing to escalate the situation further.
Why am I doing this?
For being
Look, y'all just trying to speak.
No, man. I'm just trying to get it right. I'm trying to get it right.
And you got put where you want me to go, man?
That way. Everything was going good. You and I had a good rapport.
Yes, we did. So y'all didn't talk about kids. Trying to me my life up, bro.
Your life? I think you your life up. I can do that. I don't think you will.
The verbal abuse was already shocking enough, but as the situation escalated, the officers decided to take things even further. Once they were outside and near their patrol cars, they began to use unnecessary physical force, adding yet another layer of brutality to an already unjustified encounter. This kind of abuse was completely unwarranted and only served to further escalate a situation that should have been handled with restraint.
What are you doing? Stop. I'm trying to take your shoes off. Just stop. Quit acting like I'm trying to take my shoes off.
Because I have to search you. All you gotta do is behave. Why can't you just behave, dude?
Dude, you keep tensing up, you keep getting it.
There you go.
If you don't keep back on my feet,
You because we gotta make sure you ain't got nothing in there.
It's shocking to think that the cops were taking Robinson's shoes off, especially considering he was being arrested for trespassing, not for any dangerous crime like carrying drugs or weapons. What's even more troubling is that they didn't even search his shoes, yet still forced him to walk barefoot on hot pavement in the middle of July. This treatment was both unnecessary and cruel, highlighting the excessive nature of the officer's actions.
Hey, bro, can you stop harassing me?
Dude, this all would have been over if you would have just handed me your ID. You pulled it out of your wallet, you were fixing to hand it to me, and then you pulled it back, and you just didn't want to cooperate, man. You had it. You were there. All you had to do was give me your ID. We're gonna get you up. We're gonna stand up. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, look, man. Where? Y'all not gonna put my back in my feet.
They're gonna go with you.
Look, watch it.
Robinson was charged with trespassing and resisting arrest. But what happened afterward shed light on the corruption within the police department. An investigation into Garcia was launched, and the sergeant involved suggested that a written reprimand was enough punishment, arguing that Garcia didn't use the racist term in a harmful way, but merely repeated it back to Robinson. 2 lieutenants also reviewed the incident and agreed with this suggestion. However, the deputy chief, after seeing the footage, deemed Garcia's behavior unprofessional and forwarded the case to Internal Affairs for further investigation. The video eventually reached the San Antonio police chief, who recommended that Garcia face an indefinite suspension, calling his actions completely unjustifiable. In a last-ditch attempt to defend himself, Garcia claimed that his language was simply a way to communicate and speak the same vernacular as Robinson. In January 2019, Garcia was indefinitely suspended from his position with the San Antonio Police Department. marking a small victory for accountability despite the department's initial defense of his actions.